Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today we're going to be doing a Kaladesh Draft League. So let's jump into queue. And here we go. I've got Electrostatic Pummeler. Not too excited about that card. Even in an energy-filled deck, you're just having to spend too much energy to get it to work. Could work with something like Larger Than Life, but then you're playing other bad cards to make it good. Decoction Module is kind of cool, but I really like Aerial Responder. Probably the best uncommon in the set. Just note, I'm doing a league this time, so there's no interest in hate drafting, and you're going to play people outside of your pod, so it's going to work a little bit differently. And interesting pick here. We've got Renegade Freighter, Wisp Weaver, Angel. A lot of good white cards. Angel, Mechanic, Impeccable Timing, and not much in other colors. So that's kind of bad. Renegade Freighter is the best common in the set, especially to pick early. I'm wondering if I almost want to just take the Angel, which I think is a little bit weaker of a card. I think it's pretty strong. One of the better white uncommons. I think it's not as good as Freighter. To try to cut white, given that if we take the Freighter, we're just passing a bunch of white, and I would like to play the Responder. And if we pass the Freighter, the person next to us is just going to take the Freighter, so might be able to keep white open. But the other thing about this is the rare was taken from this pack, and maybe the person first picked a white card, so maybe one won't even be open. And passing a Freighter would be pretty devastating, so I'm going to go with the Freighter. And pretty easy, revoke privileges here over just nothing else. Cobra, Subtle Strike. So, yep, we'll take privileges. Servo Expedition, Foundry Inspector, Foundry Screecher, Fragmentize are all decent. I think there's no reason to get into black yet, so it's Exhibition versus Inspector. And Exhibition can be nice for a go wide strategy. We already have a few 3-drops, so and 3-drops are really easy to come by in the format, so I think I'm going to go with Exhibition over the Inspector. Inspector can be nice, but it's not as good in pure aggressive decks, and that's what we're looking at the moment. So I'm going to go with the Exhibition. And Glint Sleeve Artisan, Prophetic Prism, Consul's Shield Guard, make obsolete. We're seeing some good black coming through, but a ton of white, so we'll just stick with the white. Wow, another Freighter over Self-Assembler. They should never really see a Freighter this late. Yeah, so I'll try to get some more 2-drops, make sure this Freighter gets crewed easily, but the deck is already looking pretty ridiculous. And another good thing with Freighter is Built to Last. So give it +2/+2 and indestructible when you're attacking with it. You know, once your opponent tries to make some double block to take down the Freighter, you just get them with the Herald of the Fair, Cogworkers Puzzle Knots, Night Market Lookout, Artist, and Diabolic Tutor. I'm not huge on the Puzzle Knot. Herald is playable. Could take it. It's fine. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to take it. You could also consider Night Market Lookout, given we already have 2 Freighters. Go for a black-white heavy vehicle deck. And I do like Scavenger also. Artist is fine too. I'm going to go with the Herald. So we did pass the Shield Guard, that 3/4. I don't think we passed much else in white. I think the Shield Guard might be enough to put the person who took the Angel to kind of keep them in white, given the packs we've seen. And we probably put someone into black at this point. Haven't really passed any green. Haven't passed very much red. Here there is Rush of Vitality, Blademaster, Inspired Charge, Built to Smash. Built to Smash is nice with the freighters. Charge is nice if we go wide. And then Rush is probably the best card in the pack, and we have been seeing a lot of black this pack. I feel like we're probably not going to see black in pack 2. We could definitely see red in pack 2. And then Charge might be nice at this point. So, tough pick. I'm going to go with the Rush. Maybe hoping for a good, like an insane pack 3, honestly, of black-white. But I'm not going to get too married to black at this point. Another Rush or a Scavenger. I do like having one Scavenger. And we already have Built to Last with Rush. We only have so many... You only have so much room for combat tricks with 2 freighters. So I'm just going to go with the Scavenger. We have a whole draft where we can pick up more combat tricks. Refurbish. Could get back a freighter. I'm going to go for Puzzle Knot. And I guess Automaton. You could maybe take the Gremlin there, because there's a decent chance that we do end up in red. I mean, I would expect people on my left to pretty much be in black-white. Like, if they were going to be drafting based on what we pass them, they would probably be in black-white. Maybe some blue. So there's a chance we get a really bad pack 2. And I think we should just pivot to whatever color's open for pack 2. And I'm guessing it's probably not black, even though black is open generally at the table. Because we don't need to get an insane pack 3. White has been so open that as long as we're in white for pack 3, I think it'd be better that we just get a good pack 2 color. And there's a Chandra. That's a pretty good card. Well, just see how much it's worth. Probably, given that I felt red would be a reasonable color to be in, Chandra Torch is 5. That's not a ton. I don't know, someone's buying for 7. Okay, that's certainly worth taking. Yep, over a Renegade Freighter. If this was at a Pro Tour, I would still take the Chandra, because I think we cut red pretty hard. I feel like red is probably... I think it's more likely we go into red than into black at this point, especially with the Chandra. And Trusky Companion, Faithful Showdown, Adventurer's Goggles, Gremlins, not much here. I like Showdown a decent amount. Also like Companion, given that we've got the 2 freighters, as just something that we can play on turn 2 and then have it to crew. I think Showdown is a more powerful card. So, close pick. We also don't have to be red. So that makes me lean Companion a little more. Close pick. I think I'm going to go with the Showdown. I think it's a good card. Usually you're dealing about 3 damage, and yeah, if you have a bomb in your hand, just play the bomb first before you play Showdown. Late game, just hold on to lands. But I think the effect is generally a net positive. The discard your hand, draw cards is a net positive, on top of like an instant speed burn spell. So good card. We got Glint Sleeve Artisan, Sky Skiff, Ether Meltdown, Ether Hub, Thriving Rhino. Would expect to see some good green this pack. We're just going to take another Artisan. And that's pretty much nothing here. Not doing any energy stuff, so Gorger's not good. I had a big discussion on my stream about Start Your Engines yesterday. Really not a fan of the card. That said, this is just about the one place where you might play a card like this, so I'll pick it up from this pack. There's just nothing else here for us. Okay, a lot of good stuff here. There's a Pyrohelix, Doorbuster, Mechanic, and Impeccable Timing. I think I'm just going to take the Pyrohelix. I do like Doorbuster a lot. but this cheap burn spell I think is a bit better, and not as situational as impeccable timing, and sometimes you'll get a 2-for-1 off of it. There's a puzzle knot, just not huge on this card. Helps the start your engines out a little bit. I think I'm just going to take a Skygate. There are some matchups where I would side this in, even in an aggressive deck, but it's unlikely. Spireside Infiltrator is very nice with vehicles. So I'm going to take that over the Eridar Express, where you have 2 good vehicles. Wow, late Voltaic Brawler. Nothing here for us, so I'm going to take the Brawler. Since it's a league, you don't want to hate, but I don't want to incentivize a green drafter to move into red, so I'm going to take Brawler to kind of claim red for myself. Go for a Mastodon over Hijack. Hijack fulfills a similar role as Start Your Engines, just deal a bunch of damage in the late game. And I don't think it's too important, and I think Mastodon is just a little more flexible because it's also able to play defense. And that's nice. We got the Trusty Companion back, so glad I took the Faithful Showdown. Yeah, I like having at least one Gremlin, so I'm going to take that over the Hijack. But we're pretty aggressive. Hijack could end up being something that you would run in the main, though I expect to get enough playables for this deck, so I don't think it's going to make the main. I'd rather have a good sideboard card at this point. Nothing here, it's a league, so I'll just pass cards that aren't in my color. So we have 16 playables. I'll probably end up cutting the Herald of the Fair, just with so many 3s. So I'll make that 15 playables if we run Start Your Engines, which kind of funny to actually be considering playing it after I was hating on the card so much. But this seems like the spot. We have multiple cards that make multiple creatures, and we have a couple vehicles with trample, so they really take advantage of the +2/+0. Confiscation Coup, wow. This Veteran Motorist is probably making its way around the table, but doesn't really matter. It's just so good for the deck, and there's not a lot here. Another Infiltrator, another Companion would be okay, but we're not going to take the chance the Motorist doesn't come back. Ooh, Gear Shift Ace, also really good with the Renegade Freighters, so I'm going to snap that up. Wouldn't mind picking up a Sky Skiff at some point as well. So I'm not expecting to see good red this pack, but we saw so much good white in pack 1, and I would expect to see a lot of good white, and so I'm not too worried even if the red doesn't come through. Authority of the Consuls, Impeccable Timing, Built to Smash, Quick Smith, Genius, Salivating Gremlins, and Thriving Ibex. So all these are kind of middle of the pack type cards. The Authority, I've had it be pretty good against me. It was annoying. Usually these types of effects tend to be better than they appear. It was annoying because I was trying to play creatures and crew vehicles, and I couldn't usually want to play the vehicle first, and then play the creature after, and then crew the vehicle, but you couldn't do that with Authority out. You'd have to play the creature, then play the vehicle, and then use the creature you played previously to crew it. And if they remove that creature, then you have to play another creature tapped, and then untap it, and it just takes forever. So pretty annoying card. But here, I think I'm going to take Impeccable Timing. Could be a Built to Smash. Timing is a little more flexible. And Genius is definitely good. We're not playing a ton of artifacts, and we also have a lot of 3s, so I'm not as interested in that. Inventor's Apprentice is okay if you're pretty heavy with artifacts. I'm just going to take a Chandra's Pyrohelix. So, well, seeing some good red this pack. We maybe cut it pretty hard last pack. Well, we see the same print run again with Unlicensed Disintegration and Veteran Motorist. We'll take the Veteran Motorist. Wow. Is this 3 Veteran Motorists in this deck? This deck's looking pretty busted. Could go for another equipment, another Renegade Freighter maybe. Hijack, Mastodon. Do I want a second Mastodon or first Hijack? All these motorists. Hijack is kind of looking good. But I'm going to go Mastodon. Wow, Voltaic Brawler too. We'll go with Ibex, I think, over Ninth Bridge Patrol. And we have a lot of 2s right now. I think I go for Infiltrator over Companion. Because it's much more valuable late game if you have vehicles out. And Renegade Tactics, definitely a totally playable card. Gremlins, we've got 2 Fabricates, Servo Expedition, the Mastodons. That's not enough for Gremlins to be good. I guess I'll just take another Ibex. And Acrobatic Maneuver, Giant Spectacle. Maneuver gets some value from the Motorist, though it's not really worth 3 mana. Only if they try to use a removal spell on Motorist, you draw a card, scry 2 would be good, and keep your Motorist. But I'll take Spectacle. There might be a matchup where I want to go super aggro. Oh, nice. We got a Built to Last. So we don't have to run some of these more speculative cards, I think. So Giant Spectacle doesn't need to be in. I think I kind of want to try the Start Your Engines. No. Changed my mind. Looking at the creature count, we got 12 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 creatures with the freighters. I think that's not quite enough. It's almost there. Some of these cards make multiple creatures, so we can almost do it. But it's choosing to do that over playing something solid like Thriving Ibex. And we don't have many 4s. And we actually have to cut cards anyway. Yeah, we'll leave it on the bench. These 3s are all good. These 2s are all good. I like the Built to Last. I like the Tactics. Our curve's really low, and we have the Motorist, so I think it's pretty easy to make this a 16-lander. The 2 Mastodon isn't necessary. I think 1 is fine. So maybe I could put an Ibex over Mastodon, also given that I'm going for 16 lands. Don't have any other energy producers, so it's like a 2/4 that when it attacks becomes a 3/5. And I mean, 3/5 for 4, I would play that in this deck if I plan on attacking a lot. But nah, I'm gonna go with the Mastodon. I think I just have enough cheap stuff that even on turn 4, I'll just have, maybe I could go 2/4. I could play 2 2-drops or just another 3-drop, and then when I get to 5, I can just play the Mastodon. So yeah, we'll do that. Let's add 8 and 8. Just stay even. We've got Chandra, Faithful Showdown, needing double red. We've got all these red-white 2-drops, so we just want to be even. Even though we have more white cards and a lot of early white and the Responder, we just want to go 8/8. Let's get the foil planes in there for fun. And we'll save the deck. And it's a league, so I can just play these 3 matches out at my convenience. And I'll see you guys for round 1. Okay, let's jump into queue. And it only took about 5 seconds to find a match. We'll play first. And yeah, good starting hand. So I can go for turn 2 Motorist, just get more damage on the board over the Exhibition. And I can also scry and basically put any lands on the bottom and spells on top. Okay, opponent plays Island, and we get another Motorist. So let's find a Renegade Freighter. And we do. I think we probably also want impeccable timing to help force through these creatures. Let's go top. Scrap Heap Scrounger. That can't block, so it's something I'm not unhappy to see. Okay, take the 3. Pillar Bug. I'm okay trading this Motorist for the Pillar Bug. So lifelink can be annoying. I think I'm just gonna play a Motorist. Let's get the extra bonus out of Crewing the Freighter. And yeah, Gearshift Ace with the Freighter. As long as they don't kill the Freighter, Ace is going to be really good. Unless if it's not actually necessary. Because Freighter's already going to be a 6/5 trample. I'm going to have impeccable timing, revoke privileges to force it through. That's an interesting one. So I gotta envision a spot where opponents, like the first strike is gonna matter given how big the Freighter already is. And it's possible that it won't. In that case, I think a random card on top. Given, I mean, I've got 3 lands out. Gearshift Ace is going to take up my whole turn. I have other stuff I want to cast. So I can see an argument for putting it in the bottom. I think I'm still just going to keep it on top. And it's just such a cool combo. Wish I had a better way to explain it, but I just want to smash in with the first striking Freighter. Against a Death Touch creature. But then we still have Revoke Privileges. We still have Impeccable Timing. We'll see. Okay, Dakar P-Foul. Opponent forgot to attack with their Scrounger. So the Motorist isn't attacking past the P-Foul. I could use Revoke Privileges on it, but then I can't attack with the Freighter this turn. Since I'd be just crewing the Freighter. I can't attack with the Motorist because I'd be crewing the Freighter. So I can go for Artisan or Gearshift Ace. And I think I'm going to go with Artisan. And I'm going to make it a 3/3. Lets it attack into the P-Foul, which I could maybe finish off with Impeccable Timing. Attack for 6 again. Yeah, the freighter just does so much damage. Opponent's at 5 already. Okay, that's the game. So Gremlin, we saw Scrounger and the Peafowl and the Pillar Bug, so they definitely have targets for it. I'm not big on the Servo Exhibition now that we cut the Start Your Engines, so I think I'm going to cut Servo Exhibition and just get the Gremlin in. Nothing else looks too exciting. Okay, submit. And I cannot keep this hand because I don't have lands. But I can keep this one. We get a Scry, then we get to go Motorist and Scry again. So, should be able to find some other spells. Inventor's Goggles. Well, there's a freighter. And there's some spells. I think I want to keep both on top. I'm going to go with the Pyrohelix on top. But we're just going to cast Freighter next turn anyway. I was just going to say, Mountain could mean Unlicensed Disintegration, and, well, it does. Wow, Malthus squad with the goggles? That's pretty rough. The Gearshift Ace will help me push past that, but the Malthus squad is out of range of the Pyrohelix, unfortunately. I am slightly ahead of the race. This opponent's going to go to 15, I'm going to go to 12, they go to 10, I go to 7, they go to 5, I go to 2, and then they die. Assuming nothing else. Okay, they're going for the big squad. It's a 5-4. Hope would be that they would move goggles to something else, and I could hit the squad with the Pyrohelix. Also hoping they don't have an answer to the Gearshift Ace. Or the Freighter. I will be keeping extra lands in hand for the Fateful Showdown. I mean, this is very likely tie to conclusion. We're welding sparks, and the freighter's going to die. But I mean, I'm just taking this hit from the squad every turn, so I don't really have a choice. Kind of have to just swing back. I would just hope that they don't have tidy conclusion, or maybe they just have a glimmer of genius. Maybe just 3 lands in hand. Nope. So Faithful Showdown, keeping these lands in hand, does actually kill the Malthus squad. And draws me 4 fresh cards. Okay, Scrounger. Could get punished for this, but I think I'm going to go to my next turn. It's a 1/29 shot of getting Faithful Showdown, which could just get me right back in the game, compared to just end of turn Helix, which takes away the option to maybe win with the Showdown. And we draw Mastodon. That's kind of the punish for making this play. Oh, I do have Glimmer Genius as our last card. Okay, just had to feel a call. Alright, opponent played Live Fast. We're going to double block. Hopefully just the Mastodon's dying. They don't have a trick. Then we're going to have the Ace plus a Power Helix to hold off the Scrounger. Assuming that they equip the goggles to it. Although they can get it back afterwards, so we'll need a more long-term answer soon. And they have Contraband Kingpin. That card's great. But first strike on, and then Power Helix afterwards. Yeah, interestingly, the card can be used at instant speed, so the opponent could wait till my turn. They could just put goggles on the Kingpin. Wow, they scry too. They scry as well. That's a pretty nice combo. And they scry to the bottom. They play Aerodar Express. And we have Artisan. That's not big enough. I can just concede at this point. Let's get on to game 3. So we have some big artifacts. Glad we have the Gremlin in. Could put starter engines in. But I like things as is. I think these combat tricks are going to be nice. The tactics is going to be good. Just have to not mold to a 1 spell 6 land or 1 spell 6 card hand. Okay. When you draw Chandra, but you really just want to land. Still, this hand's really powerful. Responder and Chandra, two of the best cards in our deck. And we're curving 1 into 2, which might be good. If they just go Contraband Kingpin, this gets completely shut down. Okay, it's Emerald Bruiser. And we got a land. It is the mountain, so it'll help us go for the Chandra. If they're sitting back to block, Artisan and Fabricating is going to be better. But they also might just play a Pillar Bug, and we'd want the 3/3. So I think I'm just going to go for a 3/3. Also, if the opponent doesn't have anything next turn, we can also just attack with everything except for the Artisan. And if the opponent wants to trade Bruiser for Gremlin, we get to keep our 3/3 around. So I think this is right. Even though if they just have nothing and they're just trying to sit on their Bruiser, it is better to split up the Artisan into an extra 1/1. Yep, it's a Pillar Bug. And they're not going to attack with the Bruiser. Okay, we can drop Chandra here. And could just +1. And deal 2 damage. We could kill the Pillar Bug with the -3, but then if we make a big attack, we can just send the Bruiser back at Chandra, so don't want to do that. I could also trade the Artisan for the Bruiser, or at least attack with it. They don't actually necessarily have to take that. Could also use Gremlin on the Pillar Bug, but I'm just going to go for Chandra. Plus and pass. Should be looking pretty good here. Opponent is not very close to actually threatening damage. Though that could be unlicensed disintegration given that mountain. That would be pretty sick. They could kill one of our creatures and then deal the 3 to Chandra, then send everything at Chandra, guaranteeing that they kill her. That said, if they do that play, whether they kill the Ace or the Artisan, I would actually have a free kill on one of their creatures, so I guess it would work out alright. And that's kind of worst case scenario if they have disintegration. Okay, Weldfast Wingsmith. It's definitely a threat. Might have to just kill that. Yeah, I have to. Might just get flying. And the artisan... I don't think I attack. I think I go for Mastodon. Though now it's starting to get pretty punishing if they do have unlicensed disintegration. Where I'd really want to be able to kill their Pillar Bug in response, save the Chandra. Could I maybe just pass and use Gremlin on Pillar Bug or something else they play? Because if they have disintegration, it's almost game over if they kill Mastodon and kill Chandra. But on the other hand, I think they would have just gone for it that turn. Most likely. It's not a guarantee. It's possible Wingsmith would have been a better way of dealing with Chandra. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the Mastodon. You do want to protect the Chandra for sure. But just passing and having to use Gremlin doesn't seem that great. Given I think it feels a little less likely if they have disintegration that they didn't go for it in the previous turn. Okay, Foundry Screecher and Dund Operative. Okay, so I'm probably going to plus Chandra, hope to draw a Plains. Okay, got Pyrohelix. That's a huge draw. So we'll exile the top card. It's a mountain, so opponent takes 2. Oh yeah, okay, so we can't use Chandra to get like lands. You have to cast it. So opponent takes 2. Now, yeah, we're taking such a huge part of opponent's board out of the equation here. Pyrohelix on Bruiser Screecher. Can use Gremlin on the Pillar Bug. And then I could attack with everything. 7, 9. Opponent would go to 3. They could attack Chandra back if they play an artifact. So, I mean, it might cost me the Chandra to make that play. But I am getting a ton of damage. Opponent 3, I'm going to have 2 lethal creatures afterwards. So if I go for it, if the opponent plays an artifact and attacks with the operative, they would need at least 2 creatures back to block the next turn, which they could actually achieve with a Malthus squad. And, I mean, I guess, yeah, I'd still potentially put them to 1, and I could still draw a card. But I think I'm going to just go for a safer route. And maybe just attack with the Mastodon. If the opponent blocks with operative, then actually I could maybe send the artisan too. Yeah, I can probably just send the artisan too. Not really sure what the opponent's going to do about that. Obviously, if they block with operative, I just kill Pillar Bug. Yeah, I like this a lot better. So they take the 7 damage. And I think I just pass. I could Gremlin now, but I don't think I have to. I just might not Gremlin end a turn to play around Unlicensed Disintegration that they might draw. I guess. Okay, well, they concede. I mean, they might have like attacked with Pillar Bug and then, yeah, maybe be forced to make a decision or just let Chandra go to 1. But cool. Yeah, I had a great draw that game. Chandra performed very well. And yeah, I'll see you for round 2. Okay, ready for round 2. And immediate finally opponent. We'll go first again. And keep this. Probably going to lead with the Motorist. Yeah, we'll try to find a freighter. And it's interesting. I mean, a 3/3 for 3 is very solid. It's probably going to be the play for next turn. But I could also put it on the bottom and just try to get to a freighter or a Chandra, something like that, as quickly as possible. Because I already have the Ace, the Motorist, that sort of fulfill the same role as the Artisan. And it would be just, one more creature that might provide a little extra pressure, but at some point, the green deck is going to outclass it. So I'm actually going to put it on the bottom. Even though it is a very good turn 3 play here. So Seed Sculptor, and there's the freighter. Don't think we want to trade. Even if we're going for Gear Shift Ace. It would be unfortunate if they have a Pyrohelix themselves. Filigree Familiar. Okay, so we can go for Gear Shift Ace or Motorist and double crew the freighter. Or both. I mean, we don't have to do both. Just one Motorist is enough. Okay, we'll take Revoke Privileges, put the planes on bottom. So if I crew both here, it's going to be a 7/6. That's pretty nice. So we're going to attack first and then crew it again. The opponent takes 7. Then we go for the Gear Shift Ace. So that's going to be able to block the Filigree Familiar. Opponent can send the Seed Sculptor. And they get a Swamp. High Spire Artisan. That's fine. Also, I can hold off the Gear Shift Ace activation to give first strike. So I can just start with the Motorist. Yeah, not going to put Revoke on anything. Start with the Motorist, attack with the Freighter, see what opponent does, and then I can crew with the other 2 afterwards if I need to. They might just throw the familiar in front, just because they're like they need to draw an answer to the freighter. I am kind of surprised about this though. Maybe they didn't realize I can crew again. Perhaps I shouldn't have done that the first time I crewed it. Perhaps I should have just crewed with both, because I just demonstrated the ability to do this to my opponent, and they might not be aware of it. And because I just did that last turn, it would make it a little more likely, assuming that they didn't know about it, that they just learned about it. That I just taught them that I can crew to pump after they block, and they're choosing not to block now. I'm going to crew the motorist. Let's get that one extra damage in. So opponent's at 10. Just going to pass. Revoke privileges could remove a large creature. Like a tiger. If I go Pyrohelix face, revoke the tiger, crew a bunch, no. Oh, Faithful Showdown. So, yeah, that'll be a nice finisher, but probably won't be needing it. Wow, I mean, Renegade Freighter pretty broken, but even more broken with friends. If they do have the Arborbeck Stomper gain 5, I might get punished for just going for Built the Last there to put them to 1. Faithful Showdown currently is just going to deal 3 to their face anyway, so I don't have to pump there. That's pretty nice. I'm trying to think if there's any life gain stuff. They can't tidy conclusions. But also don't have to show them anything. I get to see a trick. Appetite? Oh, Appetite gains life. Well then. So I can Showdown in response. Yeah, they can't do anything about that. That was cool. I did show everything though, but that was a cool play. Yeah, glad I didn't just go Showdown to the face. Or maybe I stole to 1. Yeah, I could have just attacked with everything. If I just main phase Showdown to the face, I would have won. That was still fun. So we got this Servo Exhibition in. Could go for Gremlin, Spectacle, Ibex, Herald Affair. Because they had some nice blocking creatures. The Seed Sculptor, the High Spire Artisan. So Impeccable Timing isn't looking too good. I could try Giant Spectacle. I haven't played this card. But it does require 2 creatures to block something, like an Infiltrator could get some damage through. I could try Start Your Engines, but I just cut the Server Exhibition, so Engines is not looking quite as good. Oh, Impeccable Timing just came out. Put that back in. Alright, we'll try the Spectacle. I haven't played that card yet. Another great start. Just looking for that freighter. In this spot, I'm less interested in going for the turn 2 Motorist because we've got the 2 Mastodons, so we're kind of looking for lands and the freighter. So Motorist looks a little better once I draw a couple more cards to see where I'm at. So I'm just going to go for the Ace. Just holds off the Cobra for now. Maybe turn 4 go for Motorist. We'll get in with Ace. There's some tricks that could hurt. They don't have one. I think now I go for Infiltrator. And I'll see the last card I draw next turn, and then I can decide whether I want lands or spells out of my scries. Wild Wanderer for Mountain. That's a little annoying. Maybe they'll go for a double block, though. I could use Built to Last to kill both of these. Do I want to attack with both? Like, do I want to use a Built to Last to just trade with one of these? No, but I would trade for 2. So I'll just attack with the Ace. So now we can put lands on bottom and keep spells on top. Where if we did it on turn 2, I would have wanted to keep like some mix. Like I would keep a freighter, but otherwise I would want to keep lands on top. So that could have hurt. And Artisan is kind of replaceable at this point. Better than land, but again, we've got stuff like Chandra, Faithful Showdown we can draw into, so I'm not too excited about it. But definitely going to keep the freighter. Freighter's always good in this deck. And pass. Oh no! Oh no, it just hit me. Oh, I'm so... What am I doing? I was so busy thinking about my stuff, I didn't realize they actually went for a swamp. So they have Demon of Dark Schemes here. Oh boy. Definitely might have thought that out a little longer. So, I mean, I don't want them to get 5 energy, so I could just trade everything off here. I probably will. I mean, they have red, right? And they are attacking into me, so they have it, like 100%. So, whoops. I mean, like, what was the play otherwise? I could not play the Motorist, I guess. I probably would have not played the Motorist. Do I want to save the Ace? It is good with Freighter, but so is Built to Last. What? They just played Heist Partisan? What's going on here? I'm confused. Just go for a Freighter here. I mean, maybe they sided out their red. And I just got totally... I totally outthought myself, but I mean that seems like a Demon of Dark House. Maybe they just decided to take a turn off, thinking like they could get some more stuff out of me. I mean, they're playing as if they have it like 100%. I could block and Built to Last to kill that, keep the Ace, but I'm not going to. Like, the Artisan isn't a big deal. Oh god, Demon of Dark Depths. Oh, if only I had known. Alright. So, 5/5 flyer. They have 1 energy. Whenever another creature dies, you get 1 energy. Yeah, that's fine. I think the Built to Last is going to get more value pumping my Mastodons or Freighter. Okay, let's get racing. I mean, currently we're looking to win this race. They probably take it, but they could trade. Wow. Or they could have Blossoming Defense. Oh, they have Blossoming Defense. Oof, that's bad. Okay, oh, and they have a Tune It with Ether. Now it's looking pretty bad. They got back up to 4 energy. That's how much demons cost, right? And they have the Mountain. They get to get a creature from the graveyard into play tapped. So they're probably going to get my Motorist and get a double Scry. And get a Chump. They might go for Cobra, but I have Pyrohelix or Built to Last for that. So Motorist is probably their best bet. Wow, I mean, what if I could have just had 1 more mana up to Built to Last when they went for the Blossoming Defense? I would have taken out Defense Demon and saved my Freighter. And they have another giant creature. So, just serve with the Mastodon. Okay, they chump with the Servo, gives me another energy. Play our Mastodon. Not over yet, especially if we can draw Revoke Privileges. Something that could stop the demon. Chandra would do it too. Chandra plus the Pyrohelix. Or they could keep drawing giant creatures. Okay, well, Vigilance both in. I mean, I barely even want to kill these creatures because they just get back Tiger, which gives them 2 more energy. So I'm not really accomplishing anything. Still think it's Tiger over Etherborn. I might be able to do something here. Let's see what they get back with the demon. It's probably just a Tiger, yeah. I'm going to finish off the Etherborn. Not really getting anywhere. One thing about this format is that the bombs are ridiculous. There's such a big discrepancy between the bombs and normal cards. I just gotten destroyed by this demon a few times already. Just like no way to play around it. I have to double block. Okay. Well, start your engines doesn't work too well against Demon. Not a lot does. I don't know it's a card that I'm supposed to be playing around in this matchup. Giant Spectacle could, though. It seems good against what we've seen. So let's submit this. Still should be a good matchup. Okay, great hand. Responder plus Companion means Companion is basically a 3-2 for 2. Okay, Cobra. Responder or Artisan. I'd like to use Power Helix to kill Cobra and something else if possible, but it's just stuck on 2 blacks so far. Artisan gets in more damage, and I am trying to race in this spot. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Artisan. Make it a 3-3. There's also a chance if opponent has Essence Extraction that they just use it on the Artisan rather than the Responder. And they don't have anything. So I'm going to send with just the Artisan. I definitely want to cast the Responder this turn. So I don't want to have to use the Power Helix yet. So I'll wait 1 turn and see if I can get a 2-for-1 off Power Helix. Okay, Filigree Familiar, obviously an annoying card to see here. But, ooh. That's not bad. Could just kill both their creatures with Pyro Helixes, deal them 1. They go to 18, then they take 8, they go to 10. And I still have impeccable timing. I do draw a card off Familiar. Or I could go Artisan Responder attack. And they probably just take it. And then I see what they do next turn. So I get a little less damage in, but I get the potential to get some more value out of my removal spells. I mean, they play creature next turn. It might be a Pima Outrider, but it's probably going to be the size that Impeccable Timing can take it out. So I'm probably going to get an extra 5 damage in. So they're going to go to 5. I'm going to have nothing left. I'm going to just have Companion, Artisan, Responder. And then they're going to go to their turn. And they're going to play, if they just play like a 5-drop, I'm going to win. They're going to have to deal with 2 creatures at that point. So that's looking pretty good for me. If I just go for this attack, it's just a bit slower. Maybe gives them more time to get to their Demon of Dark Depths. So let's do this. And I'll leave the Mountain in hand for Fateful Showdown. So they have a forest, so it could be a PM Outrider. That's the card I'm probably most worried about in the situation. I think Essence Extraction would have been cast. Okay, High Spire Artisan. Attune with Ether. Okay. They go for a Mountain. So this is also good. Let's see what we draw. Hopefully some kind of spell, and I might wait on Impeccable Timing, or I'll use it to just finish off the Artisan to force through some damage on the next turn. Depends what we draw. Yeah, I think we try to force through the damage for next turn, because Infiltrator is going to give us even more push. With opponent going to 5, we're going to have 4 creatures out, and one of them is going to put them to 4. So even if they have Etherborn, whatever it's called, like Rogue or something, the 4/3 with Fabricate. We're still going to have a lethal attack. Okay. This should do it. Even Hazardous Conditions doesn't kill enough. And they're getting access to their mountains, so they maybe have like a Pyrohelix plus another Filigree Familiar is about all I can think of, because they gain some life. I have no artifacts or enchantments in place, so they can't Appetite for the unnatural. So yeah, I think we have it. It'd have to be like another Filigree Familiar, like Arborback Stomper would do it. I think they'd go to 9. They'd block. They'd go to 1. I mean, it would barely do it. They would need Arborback Stomper into something else next turn. Nice draws. Good games. Can't tell if it's sarcasm or not, but I thought they were pretty good games. The Demon was brutal. But my starts were ridiculous too. The first game with all of the vehicle cards, and then this game just curved out really well. Okay, Seed Sculptor, pass, and we smash with everything. Welding Sparks, almost. I mean, they had a great draw against my deck. But I was just a little too fast. Maybe just being on the play versus the draw made a difference. So currently 2-0. I'm going to see you guys for the finals. Okay. Finals time. And we're going second here. And yeah, it's a keepable hand. Especially if we draw a freighter. But ace might be able to get the companion through. And if we draw a mountain, we have infiltrator, then can cycle tactics, maybe get some damage through. Turtle is pretty rough though. Especially if they have other energy, but just a 1/4 creature holding back the ace and the companion and the motorist, that really shuts down our offense. Gearshift Ace, I think, does the best work against the Cobra. So we'll take 1 damage from the turtle. If we went for Companion, opponent could attack with the Cobra and not the turtle. So we're going to prevent 1 extra damage by going for Ace first. Okay, they got another Cobra, and they're attacking with the turtle. Looks like no other land. Other planes, not great. Yeah, I'll just go Companion. So this is kind of unfortunate because we're the aggressive deck, and while we are stable, we don't want the board to be stable in the early game. And the opponent's got 4 spells in hand. They're probably more powerful than what we're working with. Good news is the motorists, they can put lands in the bottom, so that's going to help us find some gas. And there's a freighter. That's also very good news. So we could use the ace to try to push that through. It's still not amazing, though. It's going to be a 5/4 trampler. And opponent now has their 3rd land. A ton of 3-drops in this set. They probably have one. Or another Cobra. Jeez. Now, I might be safe attacking with Freighter, assuming they don't have anything. That's a bit much. And 5/4 trample. The problem, though, is, even if it works, then they get to attack back with all their Cobras. So I'm not getting a ton on the deal. And the turtle. But it would be a 5/4 trampler. If they block with turtle, Seed Sculptor, they'd probably have to put basically everything on. If they did, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So they can't kill a freighter. It would get through. But We're trading 5 damage for like 8. I don't know. 5 damage for 8 might be worth it, but let's maybe wait a turn. Or wait until we can start actually casting stuff. Okay, malfunction. Still good that we left the ace back, because that's going to hold off at least the cobras from coming in. Evoke privileges. Could use that on the turtle, but I think I'm going to wait. They might play something bigger, like a repairing tiger. Or they could use Seed Sculptor, pump it up even further. Oh no, they're just going to pump that Seed Sculptor. I guess I could attack with it. And then if I trade Companion... That's still okay. Oh, they are attacking with this turtle. Huh. Okay, we'll take 2. And that's probably all the 2-drops in their deck. Guess I might have to deal with the turtle eventually. I might just revoke it here. Also, now I know that their plan is to just keep attacking. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, there's a mountain. So... I think I start with the motorist. Infiltrator can start pinging with the freighter. But I want to scry planes to the bottom. That's really important. Like, a planes is a dead draw. I'm trying to find a mountain. Good. That's perfect. Planes bottom, responder top. That's really nice. So responder is going to be pretty amazing on this board. And we can also go responder and motorist in the same turn, and then scry again. So things are looking better, though I'm a little worried I did use the privileges on the turtle, and the opponent... Whoa, that's not good. That is not good. I mean, we'll assume they have just one pump spell. And this is going to be the best blocks. Actually, maybe this should have gone on the Cobra, assuming they're going to play a pump spell to kill the ace. I'll just go for Ether Trade Winds on that. Okay, I get it back, so it's not that bad. Yeah, this is fine. So we want the ace out and the responder. So it depends what else they have in their hand. If they have an answer to responder or like a big creature. If they do have land Riparian Tiger, hopefully we draw the mountain and go for Chandra. Okay, Wild Wanderer. So we have a little bit of time. They might make an attack this turn, but probably not. Oh no, actually they're tapped out, so they're not going to attack. Also hope it's just, yeah, it's just an island. So yeah, they can't attack here. Yeah, that was like I needed to play the ace to be able to block, but that really wasted like a full cast of a spell this turn. This is really unfortunate. So I got that one red. But I just think it'd be too bad if I went for Motorist there and they made a big attack. Or if they had removal for Responder, made an attack. But it's got to go for Motorist here. Just find a mountain for top. Huh. I don't think it's impeccable timing. Mastodon's okay on this board. It could be good against, if the opponent has a Tiger, it gives us like 4 or 5 to block and trade with. We could do a double block on it. Don't want impeccable timing. I really want to get to that mountain, so I think I just bottom the Mastodon. And get through for 2 damage here. Drain. Let's see what they got. Saheeli's Artistry. Whoa. That's pretty good. Kind of surprised they didn't take the Responder. I guess Responder just sits there. So hopefully get the mountain here. I think I want it. Built to Last is pretty good. So I mean, it hopefully lets me trade with this freighter. I guess just go for another Motorist. Okay. I mean, I'll probably take a freighter. I guess I could wait a turn. I definitely could wait a turn if they're just going to crew in the freighter. Because I could use Built to Last on the Gearshift Ace to trade. Alright, they play a land, so 1 card in hand. Fabrication Module. Whenever you get 1 or more energy, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. I mean, that's definitely going to be annoying. They have no cards in hand, but now they have a mana sink, so they can keep pumping stuff every turn. So 5/4 trample could be 6/5 trample. So actually can't kill it with the Built to Last. But I can do it next turn. Oh, I put the mountain on top, so I can't go for freighter. Oh, actually I could. I could Renegade Tactics into freighter. And they don't pump. So if I go for Chandra, kill the ace, they can use module on something, and then they could make a huge attack at me. I mean, the best thing would be if... Alright, well, I'm gonna attack with Responder no matter what. Okay, so if I go Chandra, kill the ace, Chandra's going to be at 1. And then the opponent... Like, they could put a counter on the freighter end of turn. So it'd be a 5-4, and then it'd be a 6-5, and it could potentially be a 7-6. So it could be a 7-6, attacking Chandra. And I could throw 2 motorists in front and just trade with it. And I don't have to deal with it anymore. Or I could go tactics into freighter. Freighter would be 4-3, first strike with the ace. The one problem is if opponent does make like an all-in attack. But I think this play is best though. So I'm going to have a 6 power freighter. Their freighter is going to be 6 toughness. Mine's going to have indestructible, so it's going to kill theirs. I'm going to take a little bit of damage. So I think that's the play. The only problem is if they make an all-in attack, which I think that could end up bad. Because I mean, I guess I have enough life at this point that I might be okay. Interesting that they're just putting the counter on the turtle. I mean, they can definitely make their turtle into a big threat. But I figured they would just be sending in the freighter. So if they attack with everything, I feel like this might go badly. I mean, they have a lot of creatures out. They have a big trampler with first strike. If they just send everything in... I mean, I don't have amazing blocks. Responder can't even block that well this turn. Okay, they go Attune with Ether, getting more energy. I mean, that's an extra counter on the freighter, but because they just pumped their turtle, I can still kill freighter with Built to Last. Nice. They just attack with that. So it goes up to 5, goes up to 6. And also the opponent's probably going to use the module after I block, because I've got the 2 motorists. Maybe not. Might even be better for them not to do it. Like, they know that the damage is just... Like, it's just going to be 1 extra damage to me rather than an extra counter on their creature. So they probably won't do that. They're probably just going to let this resolve. They should. Yeah. So we'll crew up with the motorist. I mean, every toughness we give it is 1 less trample damage. Though I guess it doesn't matter at this point. We're just giving them 1 more opportunity to use module, which they shouldn't since they decided to not do it already. And yep, built to last. I just have a land in hand, so on our turn, not sure what we're drawing. Mastodon. Mastodon's good. Fortunately, the turtle is out of range, I believe. I could send Freighter in now. Yeah, I can probably send Freighter in. Hold on. Send Freighter in with the motorist. So Freighter and Responder get in. If they don't do anything, double Infiltrator is actually not a bad play. We can just be double pinging every turn. Okay, crew with the ace. Oh, I guess I should wait for them to give it death touch. I'll leave back the motorist, though, in case they make an all-in attack. Yep, let's go Infiltrator, Infiltrator. Plenty of creatures back to block. I mean, we don't have great blocks, but we're at 13. We have Chandra, which is a guaranteed 2 damage. If they make an all-in attack, and they're just dying on the swing back. Okay, so module's another 2. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard for us to kill on a swing back. Though the optimal blocks are going to be kind of difficult to figure out this turn. Definitely something like this, like motors here, companion on a 2-1. This is 5, 7, 9, 10 with the module. So I'd have to have 3 extra damage to kill me. Maybe block 1 more Cobra like this. Or, yeah, let's just do this, I think. Being, like, slightly overcautious here. I think this is just a, desperation attack. It could have commencement, the fog. Responder, Freighter, and Infiltrator in. So they need 2 cards to stop me here. And I have Chandra just in case for extra 2 damage. Okay. Well then, was that game 1? I feel like it was. Yeah, that was a game where, yeah, it started with just all planes and didn't get going. They played 4 Cobras, 2 Seed Sculptors, Artistry. Probably want Gremlin. Actually, Fireforge's Puzzle Knot seems amazing. Gremlin could kill a module. Get Exhibition out. That is decent against Cobras, but not good against the Seed Sculptors. The Mastodons also aren't amazing. They're good on defense, but now we have a lot of ways to kill their Cobras, so the Mastodons might be fine. Like, you don't want to invest in a huge creature if it's just going to trade with a Death Touch creature. Companions definitely feel a bit weaker, because they've got a lot of early, like, good early blocking. I think Gremlin might be better than Companion. Those crew vehicles, but we got really good stuff to crew vehicles. Let's try this. This hand looks really good. Opponent's going to 6. Yeah, this is a really sick curve out. Only thing missing is, animation module. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are placed on a permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless servo token. You pay 3, tap it, give a counter on target permanent or player. Or choose a counter, give that permanent or player another counter that card. So it allows them to get more energy if they have it, or also more +1/+1 counters and more servos if they want to. Well, our hand's pretty sick. We'll see if they can compete. Thriving Turtle. That's going to be annoying. Probably better to go with Motorist first, rather than the Ace. It's also harder on the mana. I might be able to go Ace and Motorist on the same turn, on turn 4. I mean, both those cards are decent. They both could be useful. It's hard to pass up on a Motorist. It's just so good once the game gets long to just be able to scry 2 at some point. So I can't really put that in the bottom. Infiltrator also nice in a long game. But we currently have his Freighter. If somehow the Freighter gets killed, then all these cards lose so much value. So I think I'm going to put this one on the bottom. I'd also like to, I would prefer to draw an extra land at this point. So at the bottom of that, I'm going to keep the other Motorists on top. I really want to get rid of this module. It's scaring me. Does opponent have the 3rd land here? Sort of looks like they don't. They're going to get their turtle big. Or not. They could. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're making it big. But yeah, don't get to use the module this turn. So we'll take that, go for freighter. And pass it back. Opponent gets their third land, so they could use module to just put an extra counter on the turtle. Oh no, they're going for appetite. That sucks. I'm glad I put the other infiltrator on bottom. Huh. Attacking with Seed Sculptor. That's really aggressive. Fateful Showdown. I probably have to just kill the module here. I don't want their turtle getting any bigger. It's unfortunate if they have another play that they want to make that turn. Like it's a big tempo loss for me to sacrifice there. But I currently just don't have an answer to turtle, so I think I have to stop it. Okay, malfunction on... I don't really love their plays. I mean, they're trying to be aggressive on me here. But I'm sort of the aggressive deck. So I don't know how well that's going to work. Infiltrator would be nice, but it's best to cast two things this turn. Plains bottom. Timing. I think also bottom. It's interesting because it could become useful. Obviously, I could use timing plus a gear shift ace to take out the turtle, but that's kind of a risky play. But if it ends up not being good, yeah, I got the Fateful Showdown anyway that I might use with it, so I think I'm going to top it. I'll go for a gear shift ace. Okay, tune, so now turtle's a 3/6. And opponent gets their fifth land. Now I don't want impeccable timing. I'm gonna smash with both. I think I'm okay with this trade now. Now they take it. Okay, I guess I go for Infiltrator. I could go for Motorist Impeccable Timing. It's not even that risky. Yeah, like I still get the scry out of it. Let's try it. I don't think I can do the Mastodon. Tactics is interesting. If opponent just sits back on defense, it could be pretty strong. I think I'm going to keep it. Because maybe it's time for them to give up now. So the question is, when do I go for timing? If it's something like Blossoming Defense, I'd want to go for it now. Although chumping isn't even that bad in that situation. I definitely want to have them get the energy first, so... Do I go for it now or do I block first? I think I'm going to just go for it now. It's worse against some tricks and better against others. Like, against a counter, it's better to do it first, so don't just chump. Okay, it worked. Let's see what they have as their last card. Uh-oh. Okay, it's a tiger. Tiger's pretty scary. And go tactics. I could maybe just slam with the gear shift ace. They only have 2 energy. They have no cards in hand. So they're going to get 1 attack for 6 and 1 attack for 4. If on the attack for 4 I get to Faithful Showdown, then I can take out the Tiger. Yeah, I think I go tactics. I could attack with the ace first, but I could also draw something that might change things. I'm obviously happy if they block with Tiger. And it also kind of gives away my hand a little bit. I will use tactics on Tiger first. Draw a useless land, so we're going to hold that for the showdown. Yeah, I'll just attack for 2 and play Infiltrator. It's a pretty interesting game. So opponent can use the energy to attack or not. Either way, if I double block, I'm just trading with the Tiger. Energy just gives him 2 more damage. Looks like they were starting to cast something. So they drew a spell, and they thought about it for a moment. Okay, I think it's a double block. Okay, we're trading. I'm going to 6. Still got the Faithful Showdown. They have a Cobra. And another land. I could attack, and maybe they double block. That'd be sweet. And then Faithful Showdown to keep the ace. But I think I just sit back, maybe for a while even. Like, get really greedy with the Faithful Showdown. Just wait until they actually put pressure on me. Because if I fire this off now and I just draw like a small creature and a land, and then I flood out afterwards, that would be really bad. Either trade wins on those. I guess they're going to make their Seed Sculptor a 2/3. Probably not pumping their Cobra. I could also, pitch the Gear Shift Ace for 1 more card to draw. I mean, it is better than a random card, so probably not. Yeah, I think I'm just going to kill the Seed Sculptor, draw the 2 extra cards before I get my ace. It's still going to resolve because it's got 2 targets. Okay, Arrow Responder is great. And just take 2 from Cobra. Revoke privileges. So question is, do I go for Responder or Gear Shift Ace first? I think I go with Responder. So I go to 2, but then I go back up to 4. I think I can play land now. I've already used the Faithful Showdown. I could also just hold that land too. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I guess this is worse if they just draw Saheeli's Artistry this turn. Ooh, Theorist is pretty rough. 3 scries at this stage of the game. Yeah, there's the planes. Nope. Getting red in the time. Okay, built to last, not bad. Oh, I can attack with both. No. Because like killing the Theorist would be amazing. I'd definitely trade a built to last for that. Might be a little risky. Okay, I take it. Also speeds up the clock quite a bit. See what they do with their scry. Scry at the bottom, that's always good. Either Cobra, that's fine. Really close here. Now this attack with Ace is not as good. Because it's only going to prevent one scry with the Theorist. Mastodon. That's not bad. Also because I need the Ace back for the Cobras. There is an argument for just going for build the last there. Given that it's likely they don't have an answer this turn. And I am going to go for build to last next turn to go for lethal. So it's more likely that I get blown out on my next build to last on the responder than on this one. So kind of an interesting spot. But as I said, I am going for it. Well, let's see what they did. I mean, if they put a card on top, they put a card on bottom. So I'm going to go for it. All right. Did it. So, yeah, it's a pretty sick deck. Got a Chandra out of the deal. Had some pretty amazing matches. So, hope you guys enjoyed that for my first Kaladesh video. Definitely going to be making some more of them. It's a pretty fun format. A lot of crazy things that you can do. You can make some really interesting decks. So, encourage you all to check it out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.